Hi guys, it's Sheila Shimmers. Welcome back to my channel. Today I look a little bit washed out, and that is because my makeup is not done yet. As you can see in the title, we're going to be trying out some new blushes and bronzers from Kylie Cosmetics. She did come out with some reformulated blushes and with some new bronzers. So I'm really excited about this video. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe below, like this video, and let's just go ahead and get to it. So like I said, she did come out with some reformulated blushes and just some new bronzers added to her collection. I know this is a little bit of a late video because these products did come out a little while ago, but every time I try to go on her website and purchase them, they were always sold out. I feel like people were just waiting for these products to come out to buy them, I swear to God. But I finally got my hands on them. I did purchase 3 products. I got 1 blush and 2 bronzers. So I ended up getting 2 bronzers. These ones are in the shade Tequila Tan and Toasty. They do come in this little black packaging that say bronzer on the outside. The blush also comes on the same packaging. I feel like the packaging is very similar. This one just says blush. And then on the back it has a sticker with kind of like your shade color and all your information on the back. So I'm going to show you the 2 bronzers that I got. I got one that is more of like the cool tone, deep, and this one is more in like a warm tone. I actually got the shades from Desi Perkins' video. She said she has these 2, and I don't know, I kind of thought that it looked really beautiful on her, and I thought that those 2 shades would actually fit me. And that was kind of like what I was going for. I wanted a shade that was more on the orangey side to like warm up my face, and then one on the cool tone side to give my face a little bit more of like definition and to contour a little bit. So let's just go ahead and open these babies up so you guys can see them. The blushes and the bronzers do come in the same packaging. They are so stunning. They're like in this bubblegum pink kind of packaging. It is plastic. They do say Kylie in silver, as you can see, but I do think that these are really stunning, and they're just like, I don't know, really cute in my opinion. So when you open them up, they do say Kylie Jenner on the bottom right here. They have a mirror. It has that dripping little thing right here that she has going on in her collection right now. So this one is the shade Toasty. This one is more of like a cool tone, but still really deep. I do want to give you guys a swatch, so I'm going to swatch it on my hand. And you can see right there, it is not fully a cool tone, but it's definitely right on the cool tone side. It's not as warm as Tequila Tan. So this one is going to be Tequila Tan. And as you can see, it is much lighter. Definitely better to just warm up the face entirely. And I'm going to do a swatch right next to it. It is much lighter, but definitely more on the orangey side. I know it's hard to see because they're very close to my skin color, but I'm really excited for them. So these are them right here. Those are 2 shades that I got with the bronzers. She did come out with 6 shades of bronzers. I went with 2 that were kind of right in the middle with 2 different undertones. These blushes retail for $18. They bring 0.39 ounces in each one of them, and they are matte powders. So if you're looking for something that has a little bit more of a sheen to it, I'm not sure if you're going to like this ones, but I'm super excited to try them out, and that's what I'm going to be doing in a second. I do want to show you the blush as well, so I'm going to be taking it out of the packaging. Again, I really like this. I do feel like this packaging is really sleek. I feel like I hadn't tried Kylie Cosmetics for a while now. I remember I tried one of her eyeshadows like 2 years ago, and I have purchased some of her lipsticks. I have to say, I'm not the biggest fan of her eyeshadows. It's just something that just didn't work out for me, but I do notice that people are more like getting more into KKW, Kylie Jenner, that kind of makeup. So I don't know if her quality has actually improved. That is something that actually I'm curious about. So I'm going to see with this bronzers and blushes if it's something that I should look back into, if there's something that I should be purchasing from her, because I've heard a lot of good things from those 2 brands. So that's definitely something I want to look at. But the shade I got is Kitten Baby. She did come out with 6 shades. This one is like a more orangey, peachy tone, and I thought this would be perfect for summer. It kind of has like the same dripping kind of shape right there on the powder. It is also a matte blush, and it has a mirror, same packaging as the bronzer. It also retails for $18, so I feel like this blushes and bronzers are very affordable compared to other brands. And I'm going to do a swatch right here. I feel like it's such a stunning kind of shade. You probably can't see it really well right here, but it just fell, but it didn't break. You probably can't see it really well right there, but that is the shade that I chose, and I feel like I'm really happy. I kind of wanted a couple of them, but I was like, I have to see if they're good first, and then I'm gonna go ahead and purchase more. So those are all the products that I purchased. I did purchase them from her website, kyliecosmetics.com, and there is a shipping cost that comes with that, with ordering from her website. Unfortunately, there's no other place that you can buy Kylie Cosmetics products on. I feel like they do have some lipsticks at Ulta. I think I have seen them, but I'm not sure. But these products, unfortunately, you can only get them from her website. So we're going to go ahead and try them out. I feel like I'm going to start with Tequila Tan, which is probably the warmest one. This is the bronzer. I'm just going to go ahead and warm up my face with this bronzer. I'm taking a little bit on my brush. I'm going to be using the Sigma F40. And I'm just going to start kind of buffing this all over my skin and see what happens. I'm going in really heavy because I feel like there's not a lot of pigment to it, and that is something that actually I don't mind. Once you start like blending it out, it actually looks really beautiful, and the color is definitely coming through. But I like the fact that it doesn't go overboard. Like, you're not going to get a very heavy, you know, contour and bronzing from this out firsthand, and that is good because you can definitely build this up and make it look how you want it to, instead of like, you know, having something really streaky and patchy and then having to fix it. I much rather have, you know, something like this that I can build it up. I actually really enjoy this shade. I feel like this is something that I could wear for every day without even going into Toasty. So I'm really happy that I got this shade because this is blending out really beautifully. Like, you can definitely tell the difference from both sides, and I feel like this shade is definitely really good for when you're a little bit more on the bronzy side. So I'm just going to keep kind of blending this right here, and I'm doing one at a time because I want you guys to see that it's actually making a difference, because I thought the color was going to be too light for my skin, but it actually isn't. So if you're more on the light to medium like me, I feel like you're really going to like this bronzer. I'm actually really impressed, and I do want to give you guys some like comparisons to more, you know, more pricey bronzers, because I think that $18 is actually a really good price point for something that's performing this well. I feel like it's going very smoothly over my foundation. It's actually not moving any product. Sometimes when I go with a bronzer, it kind of like brushes away my foundation as well, and I feel like this one just sits really pretty. If you're wondering what foundation I'm wearing the YSL All Matte foundation, and I feel like that is a very good full coverage foundation, but I'm probably going to end up looking very matte today, but that's okay with me. I feel like, you know, if we look snatched, it doesn't really matter. This is definitely a good golden shade that is not too orangey. Even though it's more on the orangey side, it doesn't really make you look, you know, like exaggerated. You know, some bronzers that make you look like you fake, you know, being bronzy. This one just like gives you a very natural bronze to the skin. So smooth. Like, my skin where I apply the bronzer kind of looks a little bit photoshopped. I'm going to come a little bit closer. If you can see that, you can't really tell the difference, and it doesn't look like there's much powder to it, which I really like. I'm actually really impressed because the quality of these products are actually pretty nice. So I can see what the fuss is about with these bronzers. So I hope that the blushes just live up to expectations. I'm going to use this one for my nose as well, because I do think that I prefer a lighter contour for my nose, kind of something like to warm it up than to go with something really sharp, and just I don't like looking too like photoshopped, if you will. So I think I'm going to be using this Spectrum Collection C06 brush, and I'm just tapping on this a little bit, and I'm just going to start kind of blending this towards my brow. I hope it's not too warm. If anything, I can definitely fix it later. I feel like this shade looks really flattering. I don't know, maybe that's just me. I don't know what it is about bronzers, but I just feel like you can never have too many. And I don't know, I just got the Fenty one. I've been obsessed with it, and I feel like this one is just going to be one of those that I'm going to be applying every day. I'm just going to do a mixture of all of them and kind of apply it all over my face, because I'm loving how this is looking, honestly. Alright, so let's go into Toasty. This one is more of like that cool tone bronzer that I talked to you guys about. And I'm going to be just taking this Sigma small contouring brush, and I'm tapping on this twice. There's also not kickback at all, so you don't have to worry about like product just, you know, going everywhere. And I'm kind of just applying this right here, just to give it a little bit more darkness to that contour. Sometimes I do like kind of like that mixture of warm and cool tones. I feel like for us that are light to medium with kind of like a yellowy undertone, but kind of like also not neutral and also not olive, we always like are in limbo when it comes to like foundation, concealer, bronzer shades. It's kind of like really hard to pick out and narrow down what works for you. So I feel like mixing up warm and cool tones has definitely worked for me throughout the years. I feel like for me, going with cool tone for my nose contouring is just a no-no. That has never worked for me. I always look washed out and just like gray. But when I put just a little tiny bit of like darkness right here, more of like the cool tone side, and apply something like really earthy to my face, I feel like that mixture kind of like looks really good and actually enhances my skin color, which is something really weird. I don't know. It's a conclusion that I came to and that has worked for me so far, so I'm sticking to it. I feel like you can tell in the camera how much different that made, just a little tiny bit right here, but it actually did make a difference. So I'm gonna go on this side and maybe you guys can see it a little bit better. I am going very light with this. Like, don't think that I'm just dipping my brush there. I'm like slowly dipping my brush and then slowly blending this in. I just want it right there on that line. I'm not going to apply it anywhere else. But so far, really impressed. I think that I could have just gone with Tequila Tan and just not buy Toasty. I think I could have gotten away with it, but I really like the mixture of them together, so I really like that I have the option of just using both if I want to. Every day I just like looking a little bit warm. I don't care for having that like sharp, you know, contour. That's just not me. Now we're gonna go into the Kitten Baby blush, and this is actually my favorite part. I love blushes as well. I love dipping into new blushes. I tend to put way too much blush on my face, and I feel like peach is kind of like my favorite shade, and I feel like this one is kind of like more of an orangey peach. Don't think I have something like this in my collection. This is kind of like a brighter peachy blush, so I'm really excited for it, and I'm just gonna stop talking now and maybe we can put it on our face. I'm gonna be using this blush brush. I think I got this from Target. I can't remember what brand it is, but I'm going to just be putting this right on my cheeks. And it's very subtle. I feel like this applied like a dream. Don't be afraid to like dip into these blushes and bronzers, because no matter how much you dip, you're never going to like put too much on your face. This is definitely like a gradual product where you can like build it up. And it actually builds up really nicely. Like, I'm just dipping in a couple times and I'm going in. Normally, if I have a very pigmented blush, I would probably do the same and not think about it and just go in and kind of like be wow, and then have to pat it with my beauty sponge. But these ones are so stunning. I actually love the fact that I got this shade, because I feel like this is such a neutral wearable tone that I can wear with like just my everyday looks, but also with like more you know, dramatic looks like the one I have today. Like I said, I really like brush, so don't be scared that I'm applying so much. I feel like I have put a lot and this still doesn't look, you know, exaggerated or bad in any way. So I'm really excited for that. I feel like this is where I am going to stop, because I feel like everything looks really good. Now I'm going to apply some lipstick, apply some highlighter, and I think I'm going to be using this one from Artiste Couture. This one came on my BoxyCharm in April, and I haven't really tried it out, but I feel like this would be the perfect opportunity because everything is like peachy, kind of goldish, and I feel like this one kind of looks like a goldish peachy tone. I always feel like I'm missing some highlighter brushes, but I'm going to be using this one from Sigma. It's their tapered highlighter, and I feel like this one's just too big for my cheeks, but we're going to try it out. Well, this one's like sparkly, and it's actually more pink than I thought it would be, but it's actually really pretty. Wow, that is pretty. It's more on like a powdery side, so it does leave some color to your skin. So I feel like this, if you look at me up close, there's kind of like a little powder streak, but it doesn't look really bad. I'm sure if you put some Fix Plus in this, you can probably make it a little bit more blinding, but I wouldn't say. This is kind of like the highlights that I like, where you look very highlighted in person, but you're not like blinding everyone around you. Come a little closer so you can see kind of like how the bronzer looks with the blush and the highlight together. I feel like everything looks so nicely on my face. Alright guys, so makeup is done. We have everything on our face, and I just want you guys to like look at how everything looks. I am actually pretty impressed with Kylie Cosmetics right now because I feel like they have come a long way. I remember when they first came out and their products were very limited, I didn't really enjoy much of their quality. I did feel like their lipsticks have always been their strong game and what everyone like really likes about Kylie. But I feel like trying this face products from them have definitely like opened up the door for me to like go back and, you know, maybe pay attention to what Kylie Cosmetics is coming out with, because I'm actually really impressed. I feel like the shades is what actually really impressed me. I feel like bronzers are always very warm. There's a lot of people with fair skin tones that are just really struggle finding their shades. There's also people like me from light to medium that the bronzers are probably always too light and always too dark, and you never can find like your perfect shade. I feel like these two, the combination of Toasty and Tequila Tan, have just like done it for me. Like I'm probably gonna be stuck on these until I probably hit pan and probably repurchase, because there's nothing that I would be missing by just having these two. And actually, if I just had Tequila Tan, I would probably be the happiest girl ever and probably not need another bronzer as well. I shouldn't say that because I'm actually obsessed with the Fenty Sunstalker bronzers, but that is another story. Oh, I actually wanted to swatch those two for you guys and let you guys know how they look together. I do want to do a comparison right here. This one was Toasty and this one was Tequila Tan right here. I know it's hard to see, but this one is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer, and this one is in the shade Nude, Nude Bronzer Light. And so I'm going to put this right here so you can see that it's much lighter than I'm already mixing them up. Much lighter than Tequila Tan, but it is kind of like on the same undertone. And then this one is the Anastasia bronzer, powder bronzer in the shade Saddle. The Anastasia one retails for $28 and it brings 0.35 ounces. So it brings a little bit less than the Kylie and $10 extra. So this is it right here. As you can see, it's much deeper than both of the ones that I purchased from Kylie. That one is also a matte one. This one is their new Stalker bronzer in the shade Private Island. And I feel like this one is their third shade on the website. This is it right here. So as you can see, it's much darker than all of them combined, but it just gives you a very natural kind of bronzy. It makes you look like you're fresh out of vacation, you just came back, and everything looks really stunning. So I feel like if you're more on the bronzy side, you would really enjoy that one. That one is also a matte bronzer, and it retails for $30, and it brings 0.2 ounces. So it's much less product and it's much more expensive. So I feel like the Kylie ones are definitely a competing bronzer. If you're looking for something matte, if you're looking for something that's going to be very buildable and smooth, and it's going to, you know, look really pretty, it actually, I feel like it just makes my foundation look even better. There's not many bronzers that actually do that to me and give me that kind of like finish where I'm like, wow, everything looks photoshopped. This one definitely does it for me. I did not go in with two pumps of foundation. I actually went in with just one, and I feel like everything looks really bulletproof and very full coverage. So I feel like Tequila Tan is actually perfect for light to medium skin tones. If you're kind of like in the same skin tone as me, if you have yellow undertones, neutral undertones, I feel like you really love this. And I feel like Toasty, it's perfect for people that want a more cool tone. Like if you want to contour with it, if you have lighter skin than me, I feel like you would actually really enjoy it, because I feel like the shade is not overpowering. I think it's this one right here. No, this one right here. So I feel like the shade is not overpowering, and that cool tone undertone would definitely come out and make you look really beautiful. When I say cool tone, I don't want you to think that it's going to be the most cool tone bronzer you have ever used, because it does have some mixture of warmth in there. So I just want you to understand where I'm coming from when I say that it's much more cooler than, you know, a warm golden bronzer. As far as the blush, I was really impressed. I kind of want to, you know, go ahead and purchase more. I do think you can buy the bundles of these. I think you can buy the bundle of the 6 blushes for $100, and I think she actually has a bundle with the blushes and bronzers and highlighters together. I haven't tried the highlighters yet, but that's something that I actually want to try out after, you know, putting these on my face and just being blown away. I'm not only saying that because I'm actually not a Kylie, you know, follower or whatever you call it, but I do think I'm very impressed with her products. As far as the packaging, I really like how she did everything. I love the fact that she put the actual shade on the back, so that way, you know, since everything looks the same, you kind of have like something to guide yourself with if your products are just like on a drawer or something like that. You know where to pull them. I also feel like this bubblegum color just makes them a little bit more like approachable, a little bit more like, you know, calling my name. I feel like when I see them, I'm like, ooh, yeah, I want that one. Let me use that one today. Curly, chic, it's simple, and I really, really like it. I feel like they're also thin enough that makes it, you know, stackable and just good for traveling, so that's really good. So I do think that the products, for being this inexpensive, they do bring a lot of product, so you are going to have these products for a while and they're actually going to last you. So like I said, this is my first time trying this product, so my opinions may change, but I don't think with bronzers and blushes, they actually disappoint me. Like, once you try them on, they kind of are what they are. It's not like a foundation that's going to wear differently on you depending on, you know, what you wear. It's not like a primer. It doesn't really depend on a lot of things other than what foundation you're using on your face, and you know, that's pretty much it. So I'm really, really surprised with this blushes and bronzer. I hope I gave you an idea with the shade swatch, even though it's so hard to see, but I really think that I would 100% recommend these products. I really think that you would enjoy them if you're thinking about it. I was on the fence for a while, especially because of the shipping cost. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, just leave them down below. I'll be happy to answer them. As always, don't forget to subscribe before you leave and like this video, and I will see you on my next one. Bye!